Yep.
You can hear me?
Oh, hold on. Let me adjust something real quick. Um, um, talk, talk, Patty.
Hello?
What's up? What's up? What up, B?
What's good? What do you call it? I mean, we don't even have to make this a pilot. We could just talk about shit. And then maybe we could get some clips out of it.
Honestly,
Like
honestly.
we could just make it like a cool 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think we should. Oh, did I start recording? Okay, there we go. I think we should, I guess, just talk about what the podcast is going to be about. And then, like you said, just talk about random shit that we talk about.
Yeah, for sure. You wanna introduce it or
Yeah, I guess we can just start off, oh my God. See, that's the thing. One thing about this is the table. What table are you on, Patrick? You're on your,
my
I
table
guess.
moves?
No, I'm saying I'm asking you for reference because my tables, like I do this, you see that?
Oh,
It's like,
oh
bro,
yeah.
Jesus
Well, this
Christ.
table, my mom has a table for a long time and it's like solid wood. Like
That motherfucker
it's
not moving.
ridiculous. No.
LOL. Hey, Jesus, like everything, like the table is so brittle, everything is moving. But anyways, welcome everyone, man. This is the Someday podcast here with Patrick Scales,
Yes,
co-host.
sir.
I'm Kevin Kayongo. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you probably already kind of have an idea of who we are. Or you're probably watching this because you know someone we interviewed, you know what I'm saying? And you may be interested, maybe watch a couple interviews and you're like, who are these guys? But just to give a background on myself before Patrick does, I'm a college student. Xavier, I grew up playing basketball from Atlanta, Georgia. Well, Gwinnett County more specifically. A lot of the people you go and see are from the GCO. That's what we call it. Currently in Ohio right
Yes,
now, which is
sir.
that's why me and Patrick are, well, sure, I got an email. But I'm currently in Ohio right now, which is why me and Patrick are Zooming right now. But by the time this comes out, there'll probably be some episodes, hopefully in person. And yeah, I have a lot of experiences, I guess, as you watch over time, you see I get to share those more in depth. Patrick.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like Kevin
Yeah.
said, I'm the
Oh,
co-host, Patrick Gwinnett County, which is
yeah.
basically what this podcast is. You said, hold on. What
Yeah.
is that
Okay.
out?
Do that again. Do that again because we're gonna have to edit it out because you froze for like 2 seconds.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
All right, I'll start over. All right, my name's Patrick Scales. I'm a co-host of the Someday podcast along with my friend Kevin. Um, Basically, we're here to interview people that we grew up with from Gwinnett County. That's basically what this whole podcast is based out of, and honestly, not from only from Gwinnett, but people that we've also grown up with. Um, I am I own my own clothing line, Friends 1999. Just started this year. Um,
Gotta bring
and
that
there's really
up.
not much. Oh yeah, for sure. And there's really not much else to me. I go to Georgia State. I'm a college student. I major in computer information systems, and I'm just excited to be able to do something like this with someone that I like to call my brother. So
Mhm.
we're gonna have a lot of fun. Y'all gonna see a lot of familiar faces, and we're gonna talk about some stuff. Hopefully that y'all are intrigued on, and I'm excited. I'm very excited. Um,
Absolutely.
but as far as this is kind of just like a entry just to get to know us. Um, you'll know that he's um, a Michael Jordan fan. A uh,
I was just throwing a
yeah,
fit earlier about the Michael Jordan topic versus LeBron. It's just like, oh my God, I was throwing a fit. Because I still cannot even fathom. Like, I see where it comes from. But then I'm
yeah.
like, yo, if you pay attention to basketball, I can't fathom how that is your conclusion. Like,
I honestly, for when it's me and you, I just say LeBron just to be opposite of you. I'm not gonna lie, but but I see both really. I don't know. I just think
um,
LeBron as a basketball player with the basketball in his hand is just someone we've never seen before. And
Patrick.
I really think, okay, but listen, I think I
Yeah,
don't give Michael Jordan the credit he deserves because
absolutely
I
not.
see I see other types of shooting guards kind of like
Similar,
him, familiar, kind of.
similar. So
You know what I
for
mean?
sure,
Similar.
yeah, yeah. I was thinking
That's
this
the
in
only
my
reason.
room today, and I feel like I had figured it out today. I was like, okay, if I drew a chart, right, and it was lines, it was like a line graph, and you had their careers and their trajectories and where they ended up. If you had LeBron's, right, it would start, you get all the way here, and it would do like this, right? And it would have just little dips and little
Yeah.
ups, downs, but it pretty much do like this, and it'd be the highest level of performance over a stretch of time I think we could ever conceive. And there's our guys who are arguable, maybe Bill Russell and the other guys, but in terms of the modern era of basketball, and the modern era is considered to be 1985 on, he has the
Right.
best stretch you could have in basketball, right? In terms of
Yeah.
you won a collective of championships, you got the accolades, you played long enough to break a bunch of records. You were consistently great amongst that, more than just a generational player. You were a once in a, I'm gonna say once in like a couple lifetimes type of player, right? Then if you
Yeah.
drew Kobe's would be like it would do something similar to LeBron's, but it'd be you have a peak that'd be pretty high with bronze, and then it would
Yeah.
stay, but then the drop off,
Down.
yeah, the drop off is a lot greater, right? On
That
his,
2003 drop off,
you know what
ridiculous.
I'm saying? He has a couple drop offs where it's like, okay, the drop off is a little greater than bronze, and by the time Kobe finished. By the time '08, after the '08 season, Kobe didn't ever look like he was going to win another league MVP. And he won two championships after that, but he just won two championships because he had a great collective team and he was a vet, and all the players played with vets. Paul Gasol, those guys were vets. Lamar Odom, one of the better stretch fours that played the game, very underrated. Like, he just had a great team.
Oh
Whatever.
yeah.
Then when you look at Jordan's, what's interesting about his is you're going to see a very steep incline in a pinnacle that is almost untouched. Just in terms of in his prime, you got the career average, but not my bad, not the career average, but in his best season, you have a points per game average that's nearly untouched at 37 points a game, right? Well, actually, my bad, it is
Yeah.
untouched. It's untouched, 37 points a game. And then in that same season, his prime, just like Kobe and Bron in their primes, they all won championships, finished out with championships, and then he has his own unique seasons. And then with Jordan, his prime, the difference is his pinnacle stays at like it stays for a second where it's literally untouched, and then it comes back down to earth. And then he retires. He retires, comes back, it gets back to that pinnacle, then he retires again, then he comes back, and then he's not very good. So I
Yeah.
realized when we talk about I realized that I don't think I'm ever going to argue for Michael Jordan being the greatest player of all time anymore, because I realized the greatest player of all time doesn't really have to do with basketball. Michael Jordan is undoubtedly the greatest player of all time. We all wear his number. We wear his shoes. Okay, his ego and his icon, absolutely. I think he's the great player. But then if you're going to talk about the best player of all time, right? Then I think it gets into different categories. And I think LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan all win in their respective categories. I think if you're going to talk about we're drafting a player and we want the team to be great for 20 years,
LeBron.
LeBron hands down. We're not even going to have a discussion about that. If you're drafting a player and you're like, okay, we don't really care about how long, we just want the quickest and fastest results that we can get in the shortest amount of time, you're probably going to pick between Jordan and Kobe. Because Kobe came in
Right.
and within a couple of years, he could win his chips. Same thing with Jordan. He came in and Jordan won 6 straight and just dipped. So it was like, all right, yeah, you can pick Jordan and Kobe. But in terms, so if you're going to talk about, if someone said the best player to ever play the game was LeBron, I'm no longer going to be mad anymore. Because if you look at a standpoint of, yeah, he passed. The only beef I had, I was watching a video of a guy. I think you sent it to me. No, maybe you did. I just was watching a video of a guy.
What
Hmm?
was it about the competition he played in the finals?
No, it was a video of a guy talking about like people trash LeBron so much, right?
Oh,
And my biggest issue when we talk about the best player at times, my biggest issue is guys point towards LeBron making passes, like, and making the right play. And I'm like, guys, that doesn't really have to do much with being the better player. And I only say that because as someone who's played basketball, I know what it means to make the right play and the team lose the game. I
Oh
have to
yeah.
tell guys all the time that I play with, yo, like I'll play with a guy pickup, just regular pickup, Petra. I'll go play with a guy pickup, and it'll be the game-winning shot. And I may take a bad shot, but I know every time I passed the ball to someone else who's wide open, they missed that shot. I was like, I should have just taken that shot because I'm better than him. You see what I'm saying? So it
Right.
had nothing to do with, oh, that was the correct play. That was, and LeBron, because LeBron makes the correct plays, and I just don't really like that as a counter argument for him being the great. I don't think that makes you the great player of all time.
I would never use that because I mean in that case, bro, there's so many players that make the right
Yeah,
play. Like
making
Rondo
a
makes the right play, bro. Like, is he a
yeah.
top 5 point guard, top 10?
That's
No.
what I'm saying. I'm
Like
just
what?
guys, you can make the right play all day. Like that's dude, Petra, I can put you out there, and if I tell you, bro, make sure you set this down screen, that's making the right play. That doesn't mean
Yeah.
because Patrick is setting the correct ball screen and down screen, he's a better, like DeAndre Jordan's a better big than so and so because he just makes the right
No.
plays. Do you know DeAndre Jordan has the all-time leading field goal percentage?
Yeah. I
Dude,
just found that out like the other week.
yeah, like I found that out too, but like I didn't sit here and say, "Oh, that means he's a better big man." No, he makes the right play. He just makes the right play. He does exactly what his job description is. It
Yeah,
reminds
you're the one who told me that they said if they locked DeAndre Jordan in the gym for a whole day and told him to make a three, bro, and his life depended on it, they said he'd be dead, bro.
yeah, he gonna die in that gym 3 days with no water.
Imagine, bro.
For real, they're like, you know what I'm saying? They locked him in the gym and said, "Bro, you need to come out and have made 100 free throws by the end of the week." DeAndre Jordan in 3 days is gonna pass away from lack of water.
Hypothetically, he's shooting 570 free throws. Because no, 420. No, like 600. Never mind. Because his career percentage is 42%, I think, or like 48, 47, something like that.
You know what though? I will say he's improved his free throw. I'm like, let me say that.
Yeah,
I
I
heard
was
he
watching it
improved.
last
Yeah, he
night.
improved his free throw. So I'm not gonna trash it.
It's
But
really hard to
but
improve your free throw as an NBA player,
speaking
bro.
of free throws, LeBron's free throw percentage
It's awful.
terrible, and
I think it's
he
like 70 something, like
it's
71.
70, it's 74. If you include the playoffs, because he just shoots better free throws in the play. If you just talk about regular season, it's atrocious. And he has seasons where he shot in the 60s, Patrick. Like in terms of free throw percentage. That's really
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant have 90% years. They have
Oh
years
yeah,
where they shot 90%. That's why I'm just like, guys. Then mid range, I was trying to the mid range, Jordan shoots better than both of them in the mid
oh
range.
definitely.
He
Yeah.
and he patented his footwork is pristine. Kobe, I will say Kobe's footwork is probably equal, if not better, only because he perfected it to a degree. But LeBron's footwork is not Michael Jordan's footwork. And I've watched both their games. Different footwork. Now,
LeBron,
and then the dribble, I think is the handle is the most up for grabs thing between the three of them possible. I think Kobe might dribble better than them, both of them. I'm not gonna lie.
you
Only
think so?
because like
I'm not gonna
LeBron's
lie.
hand,
I'd pick Bron.
yeah, and maybe LeBron dribbles
Well,
better than Jordan. But it's close. It's really because none of them have great handles. If you watch all their handles, none of
yeah,
them, dude, like if they broke your ankle, it was more your fault than it was them. You're just being dumb on that play.
yeah.
Because like go look at all of their best crossovers. It's like you fell
They're
for
not putting you in a mixer, bro.
yeah, I'll be like, you fell for the in and out. Michael Jordan's in and out was hurting people. And I was like, dude, I don't even think I'm moving on that one. And then LeBron goes between the legs. He goes behind the back in between someone else's legs on accident.
Bro.
Like,
And
come
then
on.
everyone's like, oh my god. I'm like, bro, you know that was accident, bro. Like he did not mean to
Dude,
do
if
that.
you play 5,000 NBA games and come off a screen every possession, you're bound to go between someone's legs on accident at some point.
At least once, bro. At least once.
At least once in your career. And guess what? LeBron did it once in his career. Like, come on, guys.
That's actually
Don't
ridiculous, bro.
I hate when dudes try to play me the highlights and be like, look at LeBron's handle. I'm like, dude, it's like watching, it's disgusting.
It's just like watching a linebacker dribble the ball coast to
Bruh.
coast. Like
Yeah.
LeBron does nothing on a fast break. Like LeBron will not hit you with an in and out
Yeah.
crossover.
Now
between the legs.
LeBron, he shoots better. You know, it's funny though. Michael Jordan and LeBron and Kobe, all towards the end of the career, they all shot better 3-point percentages. Jordan had a year he shot 40% from three. LeBron is having some of his best years from three in the recent history.
Bruh.
The past 3 years, he's shooting from three like he ain't never shot from three before. It's beautiful.
It's ridiculous, bruh.
And then Kobe kind of was always a better. I'm not gonna say because percentage wise, Kobe just took bad shots, but he always seemed to be a better 3-point shooter. But
Yeah.
towards the end of the year, I guess he mitigated some of those percentages. And then what LeBron, he undoubtedly passes better than those two. He
Oh, it's not
undoubtedly
even
passes better.
close.
That, and I think though that's why when people say what LeBron can carry versus Michael Jordan and Kobe can carry, the difference between them actually isn't, oh, because Bron scores better than Kobe and Mike, he can carry more. It's because LeBron is a better passer. He is a better creator for his teammates that he can carry more. I watched Michael Jordan's, like they did his GOAT analysis, like is he the GOAT? I watched it on YouTube. And they don't come up with a conclusion, they just tell you what they were the best at, kind of, right? And I was like, and it was like Jordan was, his creation for his teammates was more so because he was getting double teamed. So Jordan would go to the lane, 2-3 guys help, then he'd make a very impromptu pass in midair. But he wasn't.
Jordan?
Yeah, that's Jordan. He wasn't really a visionary like LeBron in terms of I'm going to calculate and set the pass up. LeBron can actually set the play up himself, like from thin air, like without even having to attack. And that's why when guys are like, look at what LeBron can carry, it's not because LeBron is scoring 37 points a game. No, it's because he's scoring 25 and then having 13 assists. You see what I'm saying? So then, yeah, the load he can carry as far as a team is definitely greater than Mike and Kobe because of what he's willing to sacrifice and do. Whereas Mike and Kobe are not.
They were not willing to sacrifice the points, bro.
Thank you. They were not.
They're not. Yeah, especially. I mean, honestly, with Kobe, like, well, not especially Kobe, but because when you talk about efficiency, Kobe is by far the least. By far the least efficient out of both of them. Three. But I think because when you think about it, Kobe's the least talented out of all three of them as well. So he had to work a lot harder for what, like the status that he ended up becoming when he ended up retiring, bro. He really shouldn't have been there. Because, like, you saw his documentary, right? You remember when he airballed them threes, bro, in the playoffs?
Jazz, yeah.
Jordan and LeBron never had a moment like that, bro. Ever. Ever since they stepped in the league, bro, they've been goated.
Yeah. I'm going to say, and then.
You
hear me? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh.
Yeah. I got to dip at 5:20.
All right, yeah, bet. We're about to wrap it up anyway. And my last 2 points are just going to be, one, LeBron and Jordan. There's two things that I realize that kind of speak to the argument. So Jordan and Kobe, they definitely have much more of a killer mentality, at least when they came into the league than LeBron had when he came into the league. I don't think those things. And then that's why, like, even on the scouting report, ESPN will have intangibles. So intangibles like winning, intangibles like work ethic. I think Jordan and Kobe are kind of undefeated in those aspects. No one really
winning and work ethic.
Maybe LeBron's work ethic's there, but definitely the intangible of winning, just winning, is something in, I guess, competitive nature. Jordan had that to the highest degree. Then, then the thing I realized, even the nickname, I think the NBA low-key, the NBA, they pick who's going to be their best player at the moment, and they pick the nicknames for these guys. And when Jordan played...
You think they pick the nicknames?
I don't think they pick the nicknames, but it rolls, Patrick, it reminded me of the Bible. Michael Jordan is Jesus. They say he's Black Jesus, the black cat. Okay?
Yeah.
Then Kobe Bryant is the Mamba, the serpent. The Mamba that came in. Satan himself that fought against God. Then LeBron is the king Solomon, like just how like in the Bible they bestow the king of the new earth. LeBron is the king. And then I think you can make arguments, Will Chamberlain or Bill Russell, one of those guys is kind of the god of basketball. But even look at their jersey numbers. Michael Jordan wore 23. Kobe wanted to be one better, he wore 24. Right? In the Bible, Satan, right, the serpent in the garden wanted to be better than God at some point. He wanted to be
Yeah.
one better. He wore 24. LeBron is the next incarnation of that, and he wore 23. And he tried to change B6, but no, he wears 23. And we all know why LeBron wears 23. It's because
I mean, he looked up to MJ.
looked up to MJ, and he thinks MJ's I guess at some point he also thought MJ was the GOAT. I don't know whether LeBron actually believes he's the GOAT or not. I saw him allude to it at one time, and he got
Ever
killed
since,
for, and he got killed for it because they're like, don't say that, bro. And that
and he
was
never
back.
did it again, bro.
He knew better. It's because at that time he had 3 chips. He only had 3 chips. You calling yourself you're calling yourself the GOAT. You won 3, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
honestly, I think it was. I mean, no one should be able to call themselves the greatest while
yeah,
they're still playing. That's
absolutely
just
not.
no one can do. I can't even think of anyone in any type of sport that would call themselves the greatest while playing.
Yeah, no facts. And then lastly, my last point, Patrick. What season is LeBron in? 17th, 18th?
18th.
I hear everyone says, look at what LeBron is doing in his 18th season. And I'm like, this is
Yeah.
very true. In his 18th season, wow. That being said, in his 15th season, people weren't really saying that.
That's because they were saying he's really washed. I'm really surprised he was able to bounce back like that, like how he is right now.
Michael
That's
Jordan,
crazy.
yeah, I'm surprised too, is because he had to change his game. And in his 15th season, um, Michael Jordan played 15 seasons in the league, right? He retired twice. And he retired one time when he was still the best player, and he dropped 2 years. He could have won chips. And then he retired as the best player the second time. He missed 2 more years in the 90s, could have won with 2 more chips. And then he came back. He was 40 years old in 2004 after LeBron gets drafted, and
Right.
literally averaged over 20 points a game and was an all-star at 40 in their league in the 2000s.
Oh yeah. I totally
Yeah,
forgot about that.
yeah.
When
And
Kobe
people
first, yeah, when Kobe first.
and guys try to say like, oh, Jordan couldn't play in the 2000s. I'm like, he did, and he was an all star, and he was 40 years
I mean,
old,
he won one in '99 or '98.
98, and that's
Yes,
why.
I mean,
So my question to everyone will always be, what if Michael Jordan decided to play all 20? He would have what? Oh my, all 20 years. What if he would have decided to play all 20 years of his career? He was drafted in 84, finished up in 04.
you think he could
Huh?
have had a lot better, longer career than Bron? Think he could have had a better, longer career than Bron?
Absolutely. He would have had more points. In 5 less seasons, it took Kobe 20 to pass Jordan in scoring.
Yeah,
It took LeBron, what, 17 or 16? An extra season to pass him in scoring. So Michael Jordan, had he not retired the first 2 years, that's another like say 4K points. Then the next 2 years after the 98, another 4K points and a potential other 4 championships. So if Michael Jordan, he said himself, if he had played through if he won 10 chips and scored 40,000 points.
if he won 10 chips and had 40,000 points, bro, I would never. We wouldn't be having this argument right now, and
Patrick,
that's on
I
God.
wouldn't even entertain it. The words that would come out of my mouth for people who start the argument are childish. And that's, I think, why I think it's childish to me. Because I know in my head, wow, this dude retired and went and played baseball. Then he retired,
Yeah,
then came back. If he didn't ever retire, guys always say LeBron went to X amount of chips. And if he won half of them, okay, what if Michael Jordan never retired?
yeah.
40,000 points? And he probably, I think, wait, Jordan's already very high on the all-time steals list. I know he's like top 5 or something. John Stockton's number 1 on steals and assists by a large margin. But Jordan might have cut the steals record. Hmm? Oh, shoot. P. Yo, P.